Hi everyone, welcome back to Yoga with Rosie and welcome to my parents' garden. They live in the north of England in the countryside, so that's where I am today. Now today's class is going to be a little bit of a mix of everything. I'm trying a couple of new things that I haven't taught yet before. So yeah, let's jump into it. So the first thing we're going to do is actually starting on our knees with our toes touching behind us and our knees spread out to the sides. If this isn't comfortable for you, you could also be in a seated position or maybe even sitting on a chair. So we're going to start off with a breathing exercise just to kind of ground ourselves and feel connected to our body and to the present moment. So we're going to start off with our hands in front of us in prayer hands. I'm going to talk you through this twice and then we'll do around 10 just flowing. So if we start off with your hands in prayer hands in front of you, we're going to inhale, exhale, interlace your fingers and push your fingers out in front of you and curve the top of your spine with the exhale. Inhale, arms come up overhead, arch your spine for a back bend. And then exhale, arms come down by your sides, keep the back bend and press your fingers out behind you. So inhale, straighten your spine, tuck your tailbone, hands come in prayer hands. Exhale, interlace your fingers, press your hands forward, curve your spine, look down. Inhale, back bend, raise your arms up above your head, your back is curved. And then exhale, hands come down behind you, keeping it with the back bend. Chest is lifted, gaze is lifted with the exhale. And then inhale, straighten your spine, hands come back towards you. So we're going to go through this sequence about 10 times roughly. I'm not going to be counting, but just whatever feels best for me today. So inhale, exhale, 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 inhale. Let's work through this a couple more times to your own rhythm. And we meet back with our hands in prayer position in front of us. Gently close your eyes. I just want you to notice how your body feels. Maybe do a quick body scan. How do your toes feel? How do your feet feel? How do your heels and your ankles feel? The bottom of your legs, the top of your legs, your hips, your spine, your tummy, your chest, your shoulders, your arms, your wrists and your fingers. How does your body feel? Do you feel relaxed? Do you feel energized? Do you feel tired? Do you feel sore? Do you feel peaceful? How do you feel? And just connect with that sensation. How did it feel to sync your breath with movement? I just want you to think about how you feel, and hopefully you feel connected to the present moment, and we can begin our practice. So we're going to start off in a cat-cow position, so a tabletop position. So if you move around so that you come onto your hands and knees, your hands are below your shoulders and your knees are below your hips. I'm on a grassy surface which isn't particularly straight, so I do advise you to do not what I'm doing and to practice somewhere that's flat. But I like this backdrop for the video, so I had to do it. Anyway, we're going to move into cat-cow, so you want to start off with a very straight spine. And we're going to inhale, drop the belly and lift the gaze up. Exhale, round the spine and look down through your legs. So inhale, drop the belly, the chest lifts up. Exhale, push through your shoulders and bring your belly button to meet your spine. Let's do this one more time. Inhale. And exhale. So we're going to move into a low lunge. So if you bring your right foot up and between your hands, you might want to press your both hands onto your knee to press yourself up and find balance. And we're going to stay here for a couple of breaths. You might want to stay here with your hands on your knees, otherwise you might want to bring your hands onto your hips, or maybe even your hands overhead. Remembering to breathe, take long deep breaths. Bring your hands back to your right knee and your left hand come down to the floor. Your right hand can either come to your hips, or maybe you can reach up to the sky with your right hand. Perfect. Let's bring that hand back down to the outside of your right foot. Send your right foot back, and we're going to do the same with the left side. So bring your left foot in between your hands. You might want to place both hands on your left knee to press up. Again, we're going to stay here for a couple of moments. You might want to keep your hands on your knee. You might want to bring your hands to your hips. Maybe your hands want to come overhead. Remembering to breathe. We're going to bring our hands to our left knee again. Your right hand comes down and your left hand can either come to your left hip or it can stretch up overhead to the sky. Bring your left hand back down to the outside of your left foot and send your left foot back. So we're now going to move into a downward facing dog. So if you tuck your toes and send your hips up to the sky, and you might want to find some movement here by straightening one leg and bending the other. As you bend your right leg and straighten your left, you might want to look under your left armpit and vice versa. So straighten your right leg, bend your left and look under your right armpit. Or you might want to find some stillness. You might want to push all the way back and really bend your knees for a nice spinal stretch. And when we're ready, we're going to make our way to the top of the mat. So these can be baby steps to the front of the mat. We're going to inhale, halfway lift, straighten your spine. Exhale, fold forwards. And inhale, raise up to mountain pose. So we're going to work through a sun salutation A. So feet are hips distance apart. We're in a nice, strong mountain pose, straight spine. I'm going to inhale, raise our arms up over our head. And exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back into a plank pose. I'm going to stay here for one breath. Exhale, chaturanga or knees and then half press up. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Remembering to breathe, find some movement or stillness. Find what your body needs today and do that. And when we're ready, we're going to step to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And we're going to stay here for maybe 1 minute and just dangle. So you might want to hold elbows. You might want to sway from side to side. You might want to generously bend your knees. You might want to place your hands under your feet. There's lots of options here. We're going to be here for another 30 seconds. Remembering to breathe. On the next inhale, we're going to raise up into a mountain pose. From here, we're going to step back with our right foot into a warrior two position. So your right foot is parallel with the back of the mat. Your left leg, is bent, and your left knee is above your left ankle. Your right hand is out behind you, and your left hand is out in front of you. So this is your warrior two. Place your left forearm on your left knee. Moving into side angle pose, and your right hand can either stay on your right hip or you might want to reach up to the sky. So this is variation one. The next variation is to place your left hand on the floor for a deeper stretch. And if you want to bind, feel free to do so. Pressing back up into a warrior two position. We're going to work our way into a triangle pose. So straighten your left leg, start to reach forwards, and your left hand can come down to your left ankle, and your right arm reaches up to the sky for triangle pose. Look down to the floor, bend your left knee, push back up into warrior two position. And we're going to do a reverse warrior. So place your right hand on the outside of your right thigh. Flip the palm of your left hand and reach your left hand up and over to the back of the mat. Keeping your front leg bent, your back leg nice and straight. And back into warrior two position. We're now going to place our hands on our hips and pivot the left foot in towards the center of the mat so that both your feet are parallel with the mat. From here, we're going to move into a goddess squat. So you might want to bring your feet in a little bit closer. Your toes want to be pointing outwards. And we're going to place our hands in prayer in front of us and squat down into a goddess squat. Now, something I like to do here is to bounce up and down gently. It's not easy. Let's just do it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press back up. Let's put our hands on our hips and hinge forward at the hips to bend forwards. Maybe your hands come to some blocks or to the floor in front of you. You might want to widen your stance and let your head relax. Maybe shake your head yes, shake your head no. Maybe go a little bit deeper. When we're ready, I'm just going to shimmy my feet in a little bit closer, bring my hands to my hips and slowly raise up to standing. So we're now going to keep our left foot parallel with the back of the mat and pivot your right foot to the back of the mat. Moving into a warrior 2 on this side. So your right knee is above your right ankle, your left leg is straight and your left foot is parallel to the front of the mat. Your right hand is out in front of you and your left hand is out behind you for warrior 2. So now gently bring your right forearm to your right knee. Your left hand can either be on your left hip or we can reach up to the sky, remembering to breathe. Again, the variation here is to bring your right hand to the mat, or you can bind if you want to do that today. Let's look down to the floor, press up into warrior 2 position. We're going to move into triangle pose. If you straighten your right leg, start to reach forward with your right arm and your right hand can come down to your right leg and your left hand can stay up, reaching up to the sky for triangle pose. Making sure to keep your chest open, your shoulders away from your ears, your legs are nice and straight and you're reaching up with that left hand. Look down to the floor, bend your right knee, push back into warrior 2 position. We're now going to reverse our warrior, so place your left hand on the outside of your left thigh, flip your right palm and send your right arm up and over to the front of the mat, keeping your right knee bent for reverse warrior. Come back into warrior 2 position. We're going to bring our hands to our hips, pivot your right foot so that both feet are facing the side of the mat. We're going to do the same again, so you might want to bring your feet in a little bit further. Make sure that your toes are pointing outwards. Bring your hands into prayer hands in front of you and let's squat down into goddess squat and let's bounce for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press back up, hands on our hips and let's fold forwards at the hips. You might want to bring your feet out wider for a deeper stretch and just relax your head, relax your neck. Again, maybe shake your head yes and no. You might want to bring both hands to your right foot. Back to center and bring your hands to your left foot. Back to center. Bring your hands to your hips and let's press back up to standing. We're going to pivot the left foot to face the front of the mat and we're going to bring our right foot up to the top of the mat to meet our left foot. How does that feel? Let's move through half a sun salutation A. So arms come up overhead with the inhale Exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plank pose. And then let's stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring our knees down into a tabletop position. I'm going to work through some cat-cow like we did at the beginning. So starting off with a nice straight spine, we're going to inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest and lift the gaze. Exhale, round your spine and look down. Inhale, drop the belly, look up. Exhale, round the spine, look down. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Back to neutral spine. We're going to do something called thread the needle. So if you bring your right hand up and reach up to the sky, and we're going to bring your right hand through your left hand and your left knee until your shoulder meets the floor. You might want to stay here, or you might want to bring your left hand up and over around your back. Again, you might want to stay here, or you might want to extend your left leg, balancing on your toes. And then your next option is to lift your left leg with your leg straight and your toes flexed. I'm going to bring that back down. And we're going to push back to a tabletop position and do the same on the other side. So you want to bring your left hand up, stretch it up to the sky, and then bring your left hand through your right hand and your right knee until your shoulder comes to the floor. You might want to stay here or bring your right hand up and over the back to your left pocket. You might want to stay here or extend your right leg, balancing on your toes. Again, you can stay here, or you can start to lift your right leg, keeping it straight, keeping your foot flexed for a balancing pose. Remembering to breathe. Bringing that back down, we're going to press back up into tabletop position. We're now going to work through lizard pose. So if you bring let's start off with the right foot. So bring your right foot to the outside of your right hand. You might want to shuffle your left leg back a little bit so you get a nice deep stretch here. Now for lizard pose, you can either stay here, keeping your back straight. If you want to lower down onto blocks or onto your elbows, you can do so. Start off with your left elbow. If that feels okay, you might want to then come down onto your right elbow. We're going to stay here for about 20 seconds. From here, you might want to start to shuffle your right foot to your left wrist, and then bring your knee down to the mat and move into pigeon pose. If you want to use a block here, you can do. You can place it underneath your hips for a bit more support. And then from here, we're going to come down onto our forearms into pigeon pose. You might want to relax your head down. You might want to keep your head lifted. And we're going to stay here for about another 20 seconds. Remembering to breathe. Notice how your hip feels. So slowly come back up into your hands, tuck your left toes under and send your right foot back into tabletop position. And we're going to do the same on the other side. So bring your left foot to the outside of your left hand. You might want to shimmy your right leg back a little bit for lizard pose. Again, you might want to stay here, or you might want to lower down, coming onto your right arm this time first, and if that feels good, onto your left arm. I'm going to stay lifted. I'm going to stay here for about 20 seconds. Remember to breathe slowly. Notice which part of your body is stretching. Notice how it feels. And then slowly bring your left foot so that it comes behind your right wrist. Lower your left knee down and come into Pigeon Pose. Again, feel free to use a block if that's something that might help you today. You can either stay here or you can come down onto your forearms. You can even relax your forehead down. And we're going to stay here for 20 seconds. Slowly pressing back up, we're going to tuck our toes of our right foot and send our left foot back. And we're going to actually bring our knees down into a tabletop position. Bring your toes in together and your knees to the outsides of the mat. Bring your hips to your heels and push back into child's pose. You might want to relax your forehead down onto the mat. If you would like to use a block or a blanket underneath your chest, you can do so. And we're going to relax here for a little moment. When you feel ready, we're going to push back up and come to a seated position. So we're going to start off with our legs crossed, and then we're going to extend our left leg out in front of us, keeping your right leg bent and your right sole of your foot touching the inner left thigh. With a nice straight spine, we're going to inhale our arms up overhead and fold over to our left leg. So you might bring your hand to your knee, to your thigh, maybe to your shin or your ankle or your toes. Try and flex your left toes up and feel the stretch here. When you're ready, we're going to come back up and do the same on the right side. So extend your right leg out in front of you and bend your left knee so that the sole of your left foot touches the inside of your right thigh. Again, with a nice straight spine, we're going to inhale our arms up overhead and exhale, fold over your right leg, coming to your thigh, your knee, your shin, your ankle or your toes, and try and keep your toes flexed, pointing upwards. Remembering to focus on your breath. Notice how your body feels in this pose. slowly coming back up to a seated position. We're now going to lay down on the floor. So extend your legs out in front of you and just lay back on your back. We're going to do banana pose. So if you start to bring your arms up overhead, and with your right hand hold onto your left wrist and start to pull your left wrist over to the right hand side. And then slowly start to bring your feet towards the right hand side as well. So your body's making somewhat of a banana shape. So you want to make sure that both of your glutes are touching the floor, both of your shoulder blades are touching the floor. This is just a nice gentle side stretch. Let's go back to center and do the opposite side. So with your left hand, hold on to your right wrist and start to bring your right hand over to the left hand side and your feet over to the left hand side as well to make a banana shape. Again, feeling the nice side stretch. And back to center. Bring both knees into your chest and give yourself a nice big hug. And then bring your arms into T-shaped arms and maybe gently bring your legs over to the left hand side for a gentle supine twist. So your arms can be relaxed either side of you. Shoulder blades are down and your legs are folded over to the left hand side. And take a moment here to connect back to your breath. Notice the inhales and notice the exhales. Bring your legs back through center and over to the right hand side. Again, keeping your shoulder blades on the floor. Noticing your inhales and your exhales. How does your body feel in this pose? And back to center. Bring your feet down to the mat and extend your legs out so that your feet are on the corners of the mat. And you can either bring your hands down to the floor beside you, or I like to rest my hands on my tummy. And we're going to stay here in Shavasana. So I'd like for you to take a nice deep inhale and a nice deep exhale. Sigh it out. Let's do that one more time. Nice deep inhale. And a nice deep exhale. And go back to your regular breathing. We're going to run through a quick body scan. So bring the attention to your toes and relax any tension that your toes might have. Maybe give them a little wiggle and relax them. Bring the attention to the soles of your feet and to the top of your feet and to your ankles. Relax any tension that you might have there. Bring the attention to your calves and to your shins and all the way up to your knees. Bring the attention to your quads, and to your hamstrings and to your hips. Relaxing the body parts as we go. Bringing the attention to your lower back your middle back, your upper back and your shoulders. Just let your body relax. Bringing the attention to your tummy, to your chest and to your neck. Slowly moving the attention to your upper arms, your elbows and your lower arms, feeling them gently relax. Bringing the attention to your wrists, the palm of your hands, the top of your hands and your fingers. Moving the attention to the back of your neck, around the top of your head to your forehead, your eyebrows, your eyes, your nose, your cheeks, your mouth, your tongue, relaxing every single muscle. And just notice how the ground is supporting you. Feel the comfort in knowing that you're supported and you can stay here for as long as you want to. Maybe bring the attention back to your breath. Noticing your inhales and your exhales. Which part of your body moves when you inhale? And which part of your body moves when you exhale? Yoga is a lot about the asanas and the movements, but it's also about bringing your attention to the present moment. Our minds love to time travel, either to the past or to the future. And by doing yoga and breathwork, you can start to bring your mind to the present moment and just appreciate today and where you are today. When we feel ready, you're going to stretch your toes, bring your arms up above your head for a nice big morning stretch. Bring your knees into your chest and let's start to gently rock back and forwards until we come to a seated position. And as we come up to a seated position, you can either place your hands on your knees or in prayer hands in front of you. And I'd love for you to think of one thing that you are grateful for today. Just one thing. And carry that with you for the whole day. Just knowing that you are grateful, and you are happy, you are loved, you are special, and you are worthy. Thank you so much for practicing yoga with me today. I really hope you enjoyed this class. If you did, please subscribe for more videos. I post yoga videos every single Monday on my channel. There is a whole yoga playlist if you want to go ahead and practice some more yoga with me now or another time. Otherwise, thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful day. Please give this video a big thumbs up and I will see you very soon. Bye.